Hi, thanks so much for joining this video. Today we're going to be talking about getting into the splits. So before we get into the practice, there's 5 tips I want to talk about with you. So the first tip is take it slow. I know there's some videos that are like, get to the splits in 5 days. It's possible, but if you stretch something really fast, really quick, it could break. Imagine a rubber band, right? You want to take it nice and slow to get it to stretch out smoothly. So take it slow. You can do this practice multiple times and get there. The second thing is hydration. So hopefully you have a water bottle. Keep drinking water. So it's really important to hydrate your muscles, right? That way they're able to work and function the way that they're supposed to. There's blood going through them, there's life in them, and it's hydrating throughout your practice, but more importantly, hydrating throughout the day. Muscles don't, like you take a sip of water and suddenly your muscles have water. It takes time. You need to consistently keep hydrated so that your muscles are pliable and able to do what you want them to do. The third is strength training. So why would you want to strength train when you're trying to do the splits? For 2 reasons. The first is if you stretch out all the way and you don't have the strength to bring the muscles back, you're going to have tendon issues. You're going to stretch out your muscles and your tendons too much, and then the tendons will have a harder time getting back together. So you'll have deep aches in your tendons. So like tendons are the things that attach the muscles to the bone. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, as a whole, if your muscles are stronger, if you're building muscle, what happens when you build muscle is the muscle tears a little bit and then it rebuilds. So it becomes bigger and better and stronger. And so that way, when you start stretching it out and making it more flexible, there's more of it to go around, right? There's less chance of injuring yourself. And when you stretch out, your body can come right back in and be nice and strong for you to continue doing other things. Cool? Fourth, foam roller. So right now I don't have a foam roller, and if you don't either, totally fine. Use a water bottle, or maybe something that could take some weight. And the way that you use it is just you roll out the muscle, right? So just take something that can withstand some pressure and roll out your muscles. The reason you're doing this is you're massaging the fascia in the muscle, right? So imagine like rolling dough, right? When you roll dough out, it lengthens, it smooths out. So if you have like lactic acid buildup on your muscles, this helps kind of get rid of that, eliminate it, put more blood into your muscles, and allows them to be more flexible, right? So it's a different kind of workout, but a really good one. And then finally, patience. So be really patient with yourself. You don't have to do this immediately, right away. And even in this practice, we're going to have props with us, right? So like a pillow. This will help us kind of build our patience up. Start with the splits on the bolster or on a pillow. Use a couple of blocks. And that way with time, you'll be able to start removing those props and getting yourself down to the splits like you want to. Another side note, if you are expecting or you're postpartum, just be careful because most likely you have a lot of this hormone called relaxin. And the point of relaxin is amazing. It helps your hips and the pelvic floor move aside for baby to come through. But what that means is that you are more flexible than usual and you might not know it. So just be careful so that you don't hurt yourself. Cool, so let's go ahead and get started, okay? So if you need a bolster or a pillow, go ahead and grab that. If you need a block, grab it, put it to the side, and then just have some water nearby. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started in our splits practice. So to start off, if you want to grab a block or a bolster or a pillow, just put it underneath you. Cross your legs. Sit up nice and straight. Place your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. So take a second here to find your breath. And bring awareness to it. Bring awareness to your breath. See it coming in through the tip of your nose. Coming back out through the tip of your nose. Calm your mind down. Now imagine yourself in the splits. Maybe it's the center splits. Maybe it's the right leg in front, left leg in front. You're there, you're not struggling, you're comfortable. You're there. See yourself there. Imagine what that feels like. What does it feel like in your body to be in the splits? Maybe you feel your hamstrings. Maybe you feel your knee on the floor. You feel your heel on the floor. Are your hands up? Are they down? Imagine every detail. And now smile. You're doing the splits in your mind. You got this. And just like you're doing it in your mind, you can do it in person too. So take a breath in. That's our intention. Exhale out any doubt. Breathe in. Exhale out any doubt or criticism. It doesn't have to happen today, but you're going to get there. Inhale your hands up to the sky. Exhale the right hand down. Left comes up overhand. And switch sides. Big side angle stretch. Inhale, switch sides. Switch sides one more time. Big breath in, up. Exhale, cross your right hand, left hand behind. Breath in and twist. Exhale and twist. Inhale your hands back up. Left hand comes across. Big breath in, twist. Untwist yourself. Hold on to your knees. Take a big breath in. Puff your chest up to the sky. Exhale, holding on to your knees, rock back. Scoop your chest out. Press into your shoulder blades. Inhale, press the chest up. Exhale, scoop it up. Coming back to neutral spine. Go ahead and remove the block or pillow from underneath you. Place your hands behind you and do a windshield wiper motion here. So have the knees out wider and just loosening up our hips. Nice and gentle. Spread your feet out wide. Take a breath in. Straighten out your spine. Walk your fingers up. Straight spine. And just gently sway side to side. Now if you want, if you have a block, you could put your forehead on a block and just stay here for a little bit. Just totally relax, nothing crazy. Maybe rock your forehead from side to side. Breathe in, come back up. Twist your torso to the left. Walk your fingers out. You can grab onto your foot, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, place your hands framing your foot. Take a couple of breaths here. Just warming it up. Come back up, switch sides. To the right, twist your torso and crawl your fingers out. You can grab onto your foot, go ahead. And walk your hands back up. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Onto your ankles. Loosen up your hips a little bit. And bring the block up in front on your ankles, in front, wherever you want. And just lower your forehead down. If you don't have a block, fist on top of fist will work. Opening up those hip flexors. We have moments of silence here. Come back to your breath. Allow your body to feel what it feels. Feel your shoulders relaxing. Feel your ankles on the floor. Take another breath in. Exhale, release. Let's go ahead and remove the block. Hands come behind you again. Big windshield wiper. Beautiful. So when we're windshield wipering, we're going left to right. We're going to go ahead and pause on the right side. Take the left leg out straight behind you. It's just another way of getting into half pigeon. And then come on down to your forearms. So we're just starting off slow, just warming up some of those muscles, gently stretching them out. Find a few breaths here. If you want, you can come up onto your torso and see if that back knee will bend. So you can add a quad stretch to this and then crawl your fingers up to your ankle. Pull that foot in. So I'm getting quad and hip, outer hip stretch. If you're really fancy and you want to hook your hand into your elbow, go for mermaid, up to you. Lowering it back down. Come on up. Bring the knee in. Bring your hands behind. Windshield wiper. And switch sides. Left side. Right leg straight behind. And we're coming down on our forearms in half pigeon. So our knees bent. Your hips want to be parallel to the front of your mat. Your shin doesn't have to be parallel to the front of the mat, although that is the eventual goal. Mine still doesn't do that. That's okay, not a big deal. So again, if you want to stay in half pigeon, feel free to stay here, or if you want, you can come on up to your hands. See if that back knee will bend. If it's going like the foot's going that way, don't do it. If you can get it up, voila, this, and stay here. Bring that quad in. Again, if you're fancy and you want to hook it and go for mermaid, feel free. But otherwise, I'm just stretching out my hip and getting some quad in. Take a breath in, release your foot. Bring that knee in and windshield wiper. Hopefully your hips feel nice and loose. So for our next move, we're gonna lay the left foot straight in front and then stack the right, that's the left, this is the right, directly on top of it. So kind of like you have two logs. So if this is inaccessible, if your knee's like all the way up here, totally fine. Grab a block, put it underneath, right? So the goal is kind of to try to get our ankle and our knees kind of to touch, but don't push it. Just being here is good enough. Starts to open up those hips. So, like two logs. Knee, ankle, knee, ankle. Now if you want, you can stay here. You can puff your chest up with your fingertips, and that should do something, right? And then start leaning forward. So you should really feel it in your right hip. Very similar to half pigeon. This is just a more intense version. And then if you have the flexibility, you can bring your hands in front. Breathe into that area, gently stretching out. Take a breath in, bring your hands back. Bring your feet out. Shake your feet out. Switch sides. Right foot. Shin right in front of you. Left. Ankle at the knee. You'll find that each side is a little different. So my left knee definitely does not want to go down as much as my right. So you can, again, use a block if it's more comfortable. Or if you want to let gravity do its thing, feel free. But remember cardinal rule number 1. Take it slow. Listen to what your body is telling you. So if you're here, tighten your fingertips for variation 2. This should already start feeling something here in the left hip. If you want more, bring the hands in front. If you want even more, go ahead and just sprawl out in front, but I find that right here is real intense for me, so I'm staying right here. Breathe into that left hip. Again, it's like pigeon, but a lot more intense. If you find that this pose is really inaccessible, like it really hurts your knees, pull back, go back to pigeon. Right, the pose that we just did before half pigeon with our knee bent and our leg out behind us. And you can see how this is similar, right? Just imagine this foot straight behind me. Take a breath in, walk your hands back up. Oh, open up. Stomp it out. Okay, so now let's go ahead and come to a tabletop position. So let's do some strength training here. So from tabletop, first things first, engage your abs. Belly button up and in, left leg straight out, right hand straight out. Let's do some core work. Take a breath in, exhale. Knee and elbow meet in the center for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hand up, foot up, pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You want to look down at your mat, nothing else is moving but the hand and the foot. 3, 2, 1. Keep the hand up or lower it, up to you. We're doing little circles. So imagine you have a pencil on your big toe. Doing little circles. 10, 9. Try to keep everything else as stable as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Other way. Oh my gosh, I find that the other way is so much harder. If you're really struggling with balance, feel free to bring the hand down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot up, bend the knee, flex the toes. We're pulsing up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Press yourself away from your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Oh, good job. Knees out wide to the width of the mat. Sink down, forehead down to the floor. Rock your forehead from side to side. And come back up, back to tabletop. Take a breath in, engage your abs, belly button up and in. Right foot out, left hand out. Find a nice focal point. The hips are facing straight down. Breath in, exhale, elbow and knee meet for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the hand out or lower it down. Up to you. We're pulsing for 10, 9, 8. So if you've ever done like Pilates, the hundreds, it's kind of like that. It's like 1 inch up, 1 inch down. 3, 2, 1. Hand up or down, up to you. Little circle. So if you have a pencil on your thumb, on your big toe, sorry. 10 little circles. I think we're on 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Oh, I find reverse is so much harder. Lots of focus. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, flex the foot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Sit back down. Child's pose. That was a nice burn. Coming up through tabletop to downward facing dog. Big breath in, bend one knee, bend the other knee, stretching out those calves. If you want, walk your hands back a little, and then walk them back up. Otherwise, stay in downward facing dog, but We're gonna do this walking exercise just a little bit. Walking, walk back up. And one more time. And walking back up. Beautiful. From downward facing dog, take a breath in. Inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it all the way through. Inhale, come up. High crescent lunge. Take a breath in, exhale, open up. Warrior two. Stretching out this inner thigh, really sink into it. Take a breath in, straighten up the front knee. Bump your hips to the back, tuck your hands. Pyramid. If you want, you can use a block here. Or go to the floor if you got that. Or looking up. Draw your belly button up and in. Bring that up left hand down all the way around. Pivot your toes to face out. Pasarita. Take your two peace fingers, wrap them around your toes. Draw your forehead down to the floor. The crown of your head down to the floor. Big hamstring stretch here. If you want, then you have a block. Put your forehead on the block. We're here for a few. So this pose has many, many benefits. Besides you getting closer to your splits, another big benefit is that it's a relaxing pose because you're getting your head below your heart rate. So it helps calm the nervous system. If you have a headache, this can help with headaches. If you're freaking out, just get your head underneath your heart. Helps. Few more here. If you have a block, go ahead and remove it. One more time, pull yourself a little bit closer to the ground. Place your hands on your shins, straighten out your spine. Exhale, release. Walk your hands to frame your front foot. Step back to plank. Take a breath in, push back, downward facing dog. Spread your feet out a little bit wider, walk the hands back just a little. And walk your hands back up. Breath in, exhale, walk your hands back. Try to get those heels planted to the mat. And walking back up. And one more time. Hands back. Walking back up. From downward facing dog, take a big breath in. Left leg comes up. Step it through. High crescent lunge. Take a breath in, open up. Warrior two. Really sink into that inner thigh. Take a breath in, straighten out the knee, bump your hips to the back, tuck your hands, triangle. Open your chest up. Again, if you can reach the floor, do that. If you need a block, if you need a shin, feel free. Just don't put the weight on your knee. Bring that right hand down and around all the way. And grab onto your peace fingers, pull yourself down. So this is kind of, if you can get your head down to the floor, I'm sure this is a great angle. Let me face you guys, like this. Again, if you want to move your hips a little side to side. Beautiful. Place your hands on your shins, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Walk your hands to frame your left foot. Step it back. Push back. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. Beautiful. Come on down to your knees. So let's go ahead and start working on our splits. So if you have a block or two, you can use some blocks. Or if you don't have any blocks, I'll show you how to do it without blocks. So we're going to start off with doing lunge half splits, lunge half splits. So you're going to place your hands on your hips or your blocks, bring the right foot in front. We'll start with that first. Heel toe it out a little bit, take a breath in, sink down. So we're really stretching out this left inner thigh, left hip flexor. If you want, you can bring your hands down to the floor. Take it slow, take a few breaths, look up, Exhale. Flex the toes towards you. Bring your head down as close to your knee as you can get. Again, taking it slow, nothing too crazy here. Take a breath in, lunge back down. And half splits. And lunge back. Look up. Exhale. Half splits. And again, try to see if you can get yourself even lower. And really important that your toes are flexed towards you, because you're lengthening this hamstring here by flexing the toes and contracting the quad. Breath in, sink down, look up. Stay here for a few. Last time, half splits. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and switch sides, bring that foot behind you. Hands on hips, left comes up. Breath in, heel toe the foot first, and sink down. The reason we heel toe the foot forward is we don't want our knee to track over our ankle. That would hurt your joints, right? So joint alignment, the knee is directly over the ankle or even a little behind. So again, you can keep your hands here if you want, on your hips. Looking up will help create more length from that inner thigh all the way up. Exhale, push back, half splits. Flex the toes. Sink your forehead down towards your knee. Breath in, low lunge, look up. And flex the toes, half splits. Already here, you should kind of start feeling like which side's better, which side's a little more flexible. If you're right-handed, it tends to be the right side that you might be more flexible in, but you never know. So for me, I definitely feel like it's my right side is more flexible than my left. Sink forward, low lunge. And last time, half splits. Beautiful. Okay, bring that foot underneath you. So before we practice getting into the splits, I have one more trick to show you. We're not going to practice it now, but if you want to try it at home, it's going to really help. So it's called splits against the wall. If you've ever done dance before, you may have practiced this. So you're going to bring your tush as close as you can to the wall, all the way, like this. Then rotate your butt and open up your thighs against the wall. That's it. And you just chill here for as long as you can bear it. Gravity will start pulling your feet down. You can even point and flex and point and flex, and you'll find that when you point and flex, you'll come down a few centimeters. I used to have a dance teacher that would stand on my inner thighs to get them down. Don't do that. You can watch TV here if you want. You can do this for like 10, 15 minutes a day, and this will really help you get towards the split, if you're working on the center splits especially. So we're not going to do that now, but just a trick I wanted to show you. What we're going to work on is the left or the right splits. So if you have a bolster, go ahead and grab a bolster. If you're thinking you're not super too flexible, maybe put a block underneath a bolster or a pillow so we're creating some height. Right, so I'm going to go right here. Pick a side that you want to work on. I'm going to start with my right. And so I'm going to just rock forward and back. Again, just lubricating my joints, like that low lunge half splits that we just did. Right, lubricating. And then as I'm doing this, I'm slowly inching my heel forward, little by little. Notice how my back and your thighs coming closer, and then let go. And just see how this feels. See how that is. So you should feel that back left inner thigh really stretching out. You should really feel this right hamstring, right? So here, this is us beginning with our splits. And again, if this is really intense, stay right here. Maybe you can use your fingers to pull yourself up. If you're like, oh, this is great. Okay, start pointing and flexing your toe. It's going to get you even closer to the ground. Or you can start playing with removing props. So let's stay here for a little bit more. And you could definitely have a bend in this front knee, but I would highly recommend your hips should be parallel to the front of the mat. That back knee is tucked underneath. The toes are tucked underneath in the back, right? So that back leg is really important. This front leg can be bent a little because you're protecting joints anyways, but that back foot should be straight behind. We don't mess with our hips. Beautiful. Take a breath in and push yourself up and slide the foot back. Oh yeah. Bring the foot underneath you. Place your hands on the floor and just sway your hips side to side. And nice big hip circle. Beautiful. So that's how we get to our splits. Now, if you want to try the other side, feel free. You have all the tools you need. But before I let you go, let's go ahead and sit back down. And just take a few breaths together and acknowledge the work that you did, right? So place your hands on your knees, straighten out your spine. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Remember that you're just practicing. And you can put anything, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Bring your hands into your chest. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Great job. So again, if you want to practice this practice multiple times, you're going to get to the splits, I promise. Thanks so much for joining. Have a great day.